So it was Clarence Lawrence and Richard Lawrence did get their machine running, but they'll start off the back of the grid obviously because no practice time, or qualifying time I should say. So here we go, and they're underway. And good start there from back in, who was that? That was Ian Burke and George Vanell. Great start from them. They came back up to about third place. Round turn one they go. And it is Desmond James and Andrew Shields as they head down towards the bridge for the very first time. Under there they go, and it is bike 55, or Rick 55 I should say, over the top and down into the Golden Homes hairpin. So through there they go, and a close scrap at the front. The two lead bikes are out there, and then the next 4, 5 are all fairly close together. I would expect MacArthur and Pitt to get up there fairly quickly as they all dive down and drop down into the Porsche Dipper. And there's a lot of smoke drifting across the track from the drifters out there who are throwing up, who are over on the club circuit, throwing up copious quantities amount of smoke. In fact, it's so thick I can't even see them going down into the Dale ITM sweeper. And unfortunately for those poor devils, the smell must be disgusting. There's nothing worse than the smell of burning rubber. And up the hill they come for the very first time across the stripe, and it's going to be, who's it going to be across the line here? And it will be Peter Down and Michael Down, and Desmond James through in second, Andrew Shields the next one through from Dave MacArthur, Kelly Pitt, and fourth is George Burke and George Vanell as they come down under the bridge for the second time. And Dowman leads, the Dowman family lead the Desmond James and Andrew Shields bike over the top of the hill, heading down towards the Dale ITM, sorry, the Golden Homes hairpin. And I thought it was going to be a bit closer racing here than this. But I tell you what, it's actually getting quite close behind that group. So back in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, they're all, you can throw a blanket over them all at the moment. They're having a great little scrap. So we won't worry too much about the front bikes. Let's have a look at these 3 behind, or 4 behind the front pack. And they are all glued together, and it looks like Lawrence and Richard Lawrence have got up there, so they've cut their way through from the back. They're now up in a 4th position, and so then that leads Ian Burke, Peter Bader and Glenn Spencer and Jan Spencer, the next ones through the trap. Out of the bottom corner come the front 3, who are well and truly well spaced, but then we go back to that Lawrence and Richard Lawrence. I'm picking this is going to be a quick time when they come up the hill here. So across the line they go. There's Peter Dowman and Michael Dowman through, Desmond James, first MacArthur, next one through. And then it will be Chris and Graham Lawrence, sorry, Richard Lawrence. The opening lap, there was a 1:19.161 from Peter Dowman and Michael Dowman. So they head down through the up and over they go. And it will be the Dowman family lead into Golden Homes hairpin, and they've got a decent lead of around about 2.6 seconds, who then go back to Desmond James, who have got 1.7 seconds over MacArthur and Kelly Pitt. And up the hill they come, and they are just on 3 seconds in front of the Lawrence's. Well, that 3 seconds has gone out the window now, as the Lawrences are right on the tail there of MacArthur and Kelly Pitt as they head down towards the Dale ITM sweeper. In fact, the pass is going to come here, I think, under brakes into the sweeper. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. So it is now Chris Lawrence and Richard Lawrence up into 3rd place after they have displaced the MacArthur Kelly Pitt team. And across the stripe they go one more time. Peter Dowman across the line, Michael Dowman with him, and then we go back to James and Shields and Lawrence. That's the fastest lap across the line there with a 1:17.402. Great lap time there for them. So they're the fastest bike on track by 2 seconds a lap. So expect to see them, and I'll tell you what, they're about to take another place too. Down under the bridge they go into, oh no, that's very close there. They're right in the tail of James and Shields as they come over the top. They're heading down towards the the Golden Homes hairpin, and are they going to do it here under brakes? No. James and Shields keep it close, keep it tight, keep the doors locked, but But I tell you what, it's only going to be a matter of time. That rig of Lawrence, the Lawrence rig, it's a quick pike system. Here it comes up the hill now. They're just taking their time. They're just having a look here, having a look there, just waiting for the space. And this will be where it'll happen. Coming out of here, heading down towards the Dale ITM sweeper, be a straight line drag between the two rigs and going in there. And the pass is done already as Chris and Richard Lawrence takes second place away from Desmond James and Andrew Shields. So up the hill comes Peter Down and Michael Down. Can they hang on? That's the question. They're 3 laps down, and but they've got a fairly big lead. But oh, I'll tell you what, the Lawrence bike is just starting to show some smoke. In fact, it's trailing smoke as it comes across the line. Let's have a look as they go down towards the bridge for one more time. See if it is. And it does appear to be blowing a little bit of smoke out the back, but they have already opened up the gap. They've opened up the gap to James and Shields by 1.7 seconds across the line. So they're heading down towards, I tell you what, they're really in Dowman all the time, or the Dowman twins all the time. So up the hill they come one more time, and this will be the 5th time up the hill. So I think they've got 2 laps left to run. So Chris Lawrence and Richard Lawrence trying very hard to get on tail with it. That smoke seems to have disappeared out the back of that bike, so there might be a bit of a puff coming there. As they head down towards the Dale ITM sweeper one more time, let's have a look and see how close the gap is now. Oh, I tell you what, it'd only be half a second, if that. Maybe a second at the outside difference between the two of them. So out of that bottom corner they come up the hill for the 5th time. And it'll probably be, so it's the last lap, they'll get the last lap flag this time. I don't think they're going to have enough time. Don't think Lawrence is going to have enough time to get down. And another fastest lap from the Lawrence. In fact, look, Lawrence is from 1:17.2.219. And they're homing in there on the... I'll tell you what, they're right on them now, so it's going into the up and over, so they've climbed right onto the tail there of the 2 Dowmans, so it's the Lawrence family versus the Dowman family as they come over the top of the hill heading down into the Golden Homes hairpin. And who's it going to be here? So it'll be the Dowmans lead in there now, with the Lawrences right in behind them. Climb up the hill they go, with a leap over the top of the hill into the Porsche dipper they go, and the Dowmans keep it tight and keep it close, but make sure that the Lawrences are going to go out and wide. I think they might have sold the farm on that one though. So out here they come, and now it's just a straight line drag down here, and that thing of Lawrence's has got some absolute wick in a straight line. It just drives straight past to take the lead. So they've come from the back of the grid to the front of the grid. I'll tell you what, the Dowmans are fighting back though. They're trying to go around the outside on the Dale ITM sweeper, but that's not going to happen. So it's Chris Lawrence and Richard Lawrence take the lead on the final lap heading up the hill. The Dowmans will come across the line in 2nd position. So here they come up the hill around the corner for the final time, and across the line to take the checkered flag. It will be Chris Lawrence and Richard Lawrence take it from Peter Dowman and Michael Dowman. In 3rd position, it'll be Dave MacArthur and Kelly Pitt from Desmond James and Andrew Shields, and they only did that on the last lap. And then the last 3 running will come across the line. That'll be, they're a fair way back. Here they come now. That'll be Peter Brader and Vincent Kerslake from George Spencer and Jan Spencer, and Ian Burke and George Vanell will round out the field. So that's how the sidecars ran, and that was a great chase from the Lawrences there, all the way from the back of the grid to take 1st place. Was certainly entertaining. Okay, next up it will be the intermediates, the lights, the PT650 and the junior clubmans. They will be out on track next.